Yeah, bang! Yeah, 713, don't step in this league, throwing rocks at the backboard. Living our dream, better dribble to the three, take the shot, here a cash short. And we don't even care what you say, we ain't scared of the hate, get a win in this last board. Stand in the paint, but it clear out the way, hit the court with the black force energy. Every single week on a killing spree, you kidding me? You talk about winning with the epitome, you better be talking with peace, and we locking the key on them. Know that it's rocking with Ryan and Donte, the drip guy with beyond the gossip, the topics we talk on a pop, and we conquering the obstacles that we cross as a team. Shot from the seats, we the Rockets like Elon. It's the H-Town Rundown. Let's get started right now.
Hello, everybody at the H-Town Rundown, Houston Rockets Network over here. We're talking some Rockets basketball. A couple co-hosts today. I got Chris Gorman. I got AK here today joining me. Let's start with Chris. Brother, how are you? And for some reason, I don't think we've ever had you introduce yourself or talk much about yourself. So how are you? Who are you? And where can they find you?
You can find me down there at Gorman Christoph on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it. I'm doing good, man. Lots of things going on. I'm from Florida. Well, I'm from Houston. I'm in Florida now. Doing big things out here, man. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit proud of some flag football that I've got brought to the area. Doing baseball coaching right now, just coming off of it. Doing conditioning for tackle football as well. So we're trying to do some things over here for the community. Come check me out on X. You can find some good clips. Clips is what I'm called here by AK.
Clips Gorman.
Find you something to talk about over there to push some kind of propaganda or agendas that you have. Just keep me out of it. Other than that, man, doing great. Excited to talk Rockets. Excited for this last little playoff push. And very appreciative, very grateful to be on here on this H-Town Rundown, man.
Hey, absolutely, man. We love giving opportunity and voices to people, especially people who are not biased. I need guys to push some Rockets info on here, so that's why we got moving on to the Rockets propagandist himself, AK, man. Again, how are you and who are you and where can they find you?
I'm good, bro. I'm in Dallas right now, so I'm not as good as I should be, but I brought my H-Town energy over here to Southern Oklahoma. But yeah, man, y'all can find me on Twitter /X at AKinfinity_VVS, where I mostly speak on Rockets issues and I propagandize to other fan bases. But within the fan base, I'll be telling the truth, and some people don't like that. And that's okay, because I love y'all back. Some of y'all I don't like. I don't like some of y'all. You know who you are. I ain't going to say your name, but I know you're watching. What's up, boy?
They don't deserve the clout for this episode, but
he watching me. I know who he is. You know who you are. What's up? What's good? Yeah, stuff was good.
So we got a couple slated games here we got to talk about. We're going to talk about the Oklahoma City game. Unfortunately, the loss against the Pacers, and then both Pelicans game. How we were able to turn that around to a couple wins here, rounding us out to a 39-25 record. We're only 2 wins away from a record of 41 wins last year. So. No matter how we end the season, in my opinion, this has been more successful than last season. I think that just goes without saying, statistically speaking. But let's keep them positive vibes up and keep going. AK, OKC, man. Shea dropped 51 for no reason. We ended up losing this game 137-128. Can you please explain what the hell happened?
You say for no reason. Why take SGA 51 points to beat the injured Rockets? Because we was on that ass. That's why we was on that ass, and we was on that ass hard without a trace of Diddy in sight. That's right. No baby oil, none of that. We wanted all the smoke that game. All the role players that came in that didn't usually get the love and the playing time, they came in and they showed why they should probably get more playing time. Reed Shepherd and Ken Whitmore, namely, to be specific. Jeff Green came in there, did his veteran thing like he usually do. But yeah, that game was, to me, I thought I don't like losing, but that was a good loss because it shows you what you really got in your gas tank. If you really got to dig deep into your bench, you know what guys are, on the bench willing and ready to step up whenever called for. I mean, obviously we got out talented, and that happens. I mean, OKC's number 1 in the West for a reason, but I like what I saw from a lot of the role players that game, man. Don't be surprised if the Rockets meet the OKC Thunder in the playoffs. Don't be surprised if that ends up being an extended long series and quite entertaining, to be honest.
Hey, that's completely fair. I think you said it best in this game that a lot of people that were able to not that didn't have opportunity kind of throughout the season. This is one of those games where they're able to create opportunity here. Notably, like you said, Reed Shepard, man, this is a nice game from 25 on 17 shots. And let's just, as it is with Reed, Gorman, I kind of want some thoughts, but y'all saw that one of those threes he hit that I'm not going to compare him to this. That type of food named Curry, but I will say that it was a nice off the dribble, off the screen type three. But what are your thoughts on Reed this game, man?
Man, Reed's coming out party. It looked like he was going to give himself some minutes going forward, and we did. We did see him in the Pacer game quite often, actually, and late. So I thought we would see more of that, and that was his kind of, hey, I'm not scared anymore moment, and he was able to take advantage of it. I think there was quite a few people that had that opportunity. Cam Whitmore, he played well, 27 points, and I think he was like a -4, one of the best on the team. But I think my biggest takeaway from the Oklahoma City game was the N'Faly Dante coming out party as well. He played very well, kind of showed a different look that we do not have. And I think there's going to be some people calling. I think there has been some people calling for a little bit more N'Faly Dante. And, he had a little bit of, you saw it there with Reed Shepard. He had a little bit of chemistry with Reed playing in those couple games in the G League. And it really kind of showed out for them. It'd be nice to see if he could get that chemistry with some of our other guards now.
That would be nice. And I don't know, something else that was kind of interesting in this game, and maybe one of you can attest to this, but Jalen only played 24 minutes in this game, right? 24 and a half minutes to be exact. Now, obviously, he wasn't phenomenal. He got 6 free throws in this game. He shot 43%, which is like about his field goal average anyway. So, take that as you will. But he went 1 of 5 from 3, right? So he went 5 of 9 from inside the arc on top of 6 free throws. Looking at that way statistically, it's not too terrible. 2 turnovers on 4 assists as well. He had the second most assists on the team in 8 minutes less than most of these other guys here. The guy was surprised that played so much, and not negatively, but Cam Whitmore played 40 minutes in this game, and we didn't see a hell of a lot of him, despite what he did, in this game. We didn't see a lot of him as much as I would like to have seen against the Pacers. But my question is, did Jalen get sat because we were 1 losing and 2 we were going on a back-to-back?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it seemed like Ime Udoka was punting this game away anyway.
Yeah.
Because everybody who sat that game played the next game. So
yeah.
Seemed like they were just like, let's try to get one of these games, and we ended up getting none of these games. But it's all good. I still like what I saw against the Thunder. I know Reed Shepard was probably the star of that game, but Cam Whitmore especially impressed me, especially with his defense on SGA. Yeah, SGA scored 51 points, but if you was watching the game and watching it early, you will see that, Cam Whitmore was the guy that was giving him probably the most problems with that big, strong body and athleticism to match. So I guess we see maybe a guy who we can maybe throw on, SGA in spades sometimes if we match up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so, and a game like that is a game where I'm just watching to see what can we take from this game and apply moving forward.
Absolutely. And along with that, like you said, heavily injured. No Ben Thompson, no Brent Shangoon, no Brendan Bleed are our top 3 contributors in this game, on top of no Tari Eason. So we don't even have, 4 starters technically. Yeah, and no DB, notably, right? So we're missing, 3 to 4 starters, how you want to look at that, and then a major bench piece guy. Wow. And we still kept it close, it wasn't a blowout. We didn't lose by, 45 or nothing like that. Like, there are things to like from it. Last bit that I want to share is, you talked a little bit about Donte. I need to express this here. In 18 and a half minutes, he went 4 of 6. Obviously, all his shots from inside the arc, I believe. And he went 2 or 3 from the free throw line. His first NBA game, first NBA points, almost a double-double in 18 and a half minutes. That's not bad. 10 points, 9 boards, and not to mention
it's a big front line.
Talk about Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren.
City. versus Oklahoma City. I mean,
On the road.
that should be brought up, right?
Yeah, and
Like,
he was
on the road in Oklahoma City, his first NBA.
Yeah, he was one of two guys that were.
It's not like he had like a great one of two guys that were a positive, really.
Yeah, we just had two.
See,
guys
and that's that playing with like guys like Reed Shepherd, and he played a little bit with Jalen, but not very much. And still able to impact the game that much versus and those are young guys that he was playing with, and he to me, I thought it was very indicative of everybody on the young group, that they kind of showed that they deserve a little, few more minutes and going forward. Now I know we have to see it because of injury, but I'd like to see it going forward and see what kind of look that gives some of these guys like Jalen Green and Amen Thompson when he finally gets back. See what a Donte, a rim runner type of big gives him, going forward.
Absolutely.
Something else I want to mention there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I know we probably can't do this math off the top of our heads right now, but the average age of the guys who played against the Thunder seemed pretty young to me, bro.
Yeah.
Outside of Jeff Green, everybody else is young whippersnappers, man.
Yeah, other younger than 26, besides Jeff Green and Jack McVay, I believe.
Yeah, Jock too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jock 28.
They didn't even play that much. Like the guys who really played that much and did the lion's share of the damage was kids.
Yes. Any other thoughts from that OKC game? I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, I think it was more out talented than it was necessarily that we were straight up.
Yeah. Well, I'll just add that I don't blame him for punting the game. Honestly, I think that if this was going to be, a lot of people are looking at it in hindsight about the Indiana game, which I'm sure we'll get to. That if you win that game, nobody ever really says anything about punting the last one or things like that. But we can see it with our eyes if you're watching these games. Jalen looks beat up. He looks banged up even after the All-Star break. You hear about contusions. He was bleeding the night before. So, I wasn't that upset with Jalen not coming back in the game and absolutely punting it from there on. I mean, you can make an argument they got within 6. It might have been a winnable game, but with the way SGA was playing, there wasn't anybody really that would be able to guard him, especially late. I would assume that would have changed the result from it. So I don't have a problem with sitting some of those guys.
Yeah.
Agreed. And that's good to say that out loud. Speaking of punting, this is a game within our grasp. We ended up, again, losing this one 102-115 against the Pacers here.
One last thought, though, on that Thunder game.
Yes.
I want y'all to remember this. Keep this in mind. This is going to be a theme. This is something I've been talking about for a long time on anywhere I'm at. If you look at how many points we scored against the number one defense in the league with most of our guys out, most of our regular rotation guys out, how is it that we were able to do that against the number one defense? Well, when you got a bunch of guys playing in the rotation who are a bunch of know-your-role guys, hierarchy gets set. That's gonna be a thing. We're gonna keep bringing that up, but that's my final thought on that.
Interesting. I like to hear that though.
Are you suggesting that Cam Whitmore played within a hierarchy?
Yeah, I actually am, and he did a good job of it.
Yes, he did.
Interesting. Gorman just got his clip there. I like it. Last bit here for the Pacers game, right? Or I guess starting off, 102-115 loss here. Jalen was really wincing a lot in this game with his back. I want to make excuses. If you playing, you playing. But 33 minutes, right? On the second night of back-to-back, 4-13, 31%. This is like my immediate go-to about Jalen. And then my last bit here, in the starting lineup and out of the whole team, the second most attempted shots was Dylan Brooks. Interesting. Chris, I had AK break down the first game. So can you share your thoughts on this Indiana Pacers game and what the hell went wrong?
I think you kind of nailed it. I think Indiana and Carlisle had a great idea. I think they wanted Dylan Brooks to be taking the majority and become that volume 3-point shooter. I think they were really, really hedging on Jalen. They were really blitzing him at the point too. So I'm not too upset with it. I thought we could have done a better job getting the ball to Şengün and letting him work late there. But that game, it seemed like it was just a game of runs, and they were hot at the right time. I can't be mad at it because the shots that we were taking were not bad shots. Dylan wasn't out there. He has his occasional, obviously, every couple of games, but he wasn't that bad in this game. I assume that he would, he thought that he kind of needs to take on a little bit more of that scoring punch when Jalen doesn't get it going or Şengün doesn't get it going early. I think he has that green light more so based on what you see from Jalen or Şengün. And if we all know that the efficiency with them is kind of hit or miss, Şengün and more this year than in recent, but I just feel like it's kind of more on them early, whether you're going to see a lot of Dylan Brooks. He takes a couple of bad shots a game, but in this one, I think they were looking to make him that volume 3-point shooter and make him be that guy who thought he was him. And I think they did a good job in this game, especially the way they play. We were taking shots, early in the shot clock at times, and then we were taking them late in the shot clock at times. It didn't seem like we had a very good rhythm throughout the game. Once we started getting fumbled around, we started getting a good, get out and run as we always do, gives us a chance to get back in the game. But, just not enough energy, like you said, in second night of back-to-back and Jalen on 33 minutes. You would have liked to pick that game up, but, no harm, no foul. They gave it a good run there late. It just wasn't enough there. Like they would just hit shots, I mean, Halliburton was great. He was finding guys and he was taking a lot of chances. I know that, Şengün, we kind of get onto him for kind of being a little bit more of a methodical passer nowadays. And Halliburton ain't that, right? He's going to make those chances, and whether he turns it over or not. These are the ones where he looks good is when he's not turning it over, and those slip cuts always kill us. So, I like our defense to clean it up. Communications and rotations is a good example of that. Good learning experience. But, I wish we would have picked that win up and be able to finish it off, but no harm, no foul.
That would have been nice, especially with the way that some of our guys were rested and coming back from injury and all that. That was the plan. That would have been great. But again, when that started getting kind of close, right, certain guys weren't playing, and we don't have Fred VanVleet out there as much as, I like Fred, right? He's a good guy to kind of calm the troops down. And we didn't have that when we started getting close. We started making some reckless plays. But someone in this game that I'll talk about before we get to AK here, and it's Tari Issa, man. 16 to 14. Only one foul for him. So that was really nice to see. I know. It's not anything that Tari does wrong. Just, he'd be picking up fouls sometimes playing defense too hard. But I'd rather be trying than not at all. AK, what are your thoughts on the game? And then maybe talk about, I don't know, man, just something for this game. Because there's just not a lot of good things to take away.
So one thing that I noticed in this game was, man, Rick Carlisle put together a beautiful defensive game plan against the Rockets, man. Mm-hmm. They did the Giannis wall to Alperin. They did the Giannis wall to Amen. And they made Dylan Brooks feel comfortable with being the man. Well, comfortable feeling like he the man. And when that happens for the Rockets, it's typically doom for us. Like when Dylan is, the second most
we got another challenger. Hang on. We got another challenger entering the area. Coach Donte is here with us.
What's happening?
Hey. What's good, man? Not bad, y'all. I've been getting a lot of rest lately, man. High school basketball's over with, so I'm good. I'm good to go and stuff like that. So
I can tell you tired of the boy.
Yeah, I'm just really getting myself back situated and really getting up. And I was like, oh my God, the show. I forgot.
Well, Donte, we talking about the Pacers game right now. AK breaking it down for us. So once he's done, spitting, we'll go ahead and go to you.
All right.
Yeah, man. So what we did in this, I think one thing that started to kind of look good for us in this game was when we started to do the whole double big thing. Okay, it looked cool, and I guess it was one of our highest rated lineups, if not the highest rated lineup. I just think there's some tweaks that might need to get made. If that's something we're going to lean into a little bit more. I like when we put. Well, we'll get into this a little bit later with the other two games, the New Orleans games. But though, when you had those two guys in the game, shooting is going to be at a premium, and so is ball handling from the perimeter. Because if the other team goes zone, that means your offense is going to turn into just offensive rebounds and putbacks, and that's something that the Pacers were actually taking advantage of. Like we were taking a bunch of tools this game, and we didn't really get a chance to get open 3-point shots generated a lot. And when that happens to an offense like ours, I mean, you see what happens. 102 points scored against a team that's not even known for playing good defense in the first place. So, it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. And then you sit there, you put up what you put up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have the best defense in the NBA. And we did it with backups. You see what I'm saying? Now, I say all that to say this. Hierarchy was, I guess, or lack thereof, was on full display this game. Because you got Dylan taking 16 shots, Alpy took 19 shots, I think. Jalen and whoever the hell else took 13 shots apiece.
Yep.
Or was it 14 shots? Something like that.
Amen and Jalen took 13 and Tari took 14.
Yeah, that shot distribution is not looking the way that it needs to look for me to be consistent, to be a consistent offense. When our shot distribution looks like that, there's a reason why our offense is inconsistent.
Facts.
People are getting inconsistent looks, and they're getting their looks from inconsistent places. Like, you don't really know where or when you're going to get it. So why would you be consistent? It doesn't make sense, right? Hierarchy needs to be developed. This is the game, to me, more than anything else, that showed me that a hierarchy needs to be developed, and it needs to be developed quickly. Otherwise, you get those kind of performances.
Something else that's really intriguing is Dylan played, 4 or less minutes than Jalen and still had 3 more shot attempts. Not saying that, I feel a certain type of way about that, but do you, something I kind of think is, I think Ime kind of low-key likes getting Dylan those kinds of looks. So we'll beat him with Dylan. We got Dylan.
Remember, I keep saying this, bro. When you hear the sometimes you, sometimes me, always us thing, who is the only player that says that garbage? It's only Dylan that says it. That is for Dylan Brooks alone. That don't apply to nobody else. Because Dylan I like that he plays with the edge and that he plays confidently at all times. I like that. But look at the studs that we have on this offense, man. He need to sit in his role and, wait for the ball to come to him.
This game is reminiscent of when he played with the Grizzlies, where he played outside of his role, his well-defined role, being a 3-and-D guy. He's got all these other things in his bag that he shouldn't be using in his bag that he gets to use for this Houston Rockets team, things that they are actively practicing in practice, rather than making him more of a shooter, right? Because he's our percentage-wise, he's our best shooter this season. Yeah.
But if you want to if he wants to be in his bag so bad, guess where he can do that? Off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just something else to look at. Donte, against the Pacers here, do you have any final words? Oh, actually, right before that, because I know you all are gonna love this. We shot 50% from the free throw line on 26 attempts, boys.
I don't even want to touch on that.
50%. We went 13 of 26, and not only that, we shot 9 of 30 from 3. Anyway, here you go, Donte.
At this point, to me, free throws for this team is a bonus because we don't really get to the line a lot anyway. So when we get there, it's just a bonus. I don't really want to talk about that. I want to talk about the functions of how we are even getting to the line or even generating any good shots.
Yeah.
Free throws, referees obviously don't like us. So.
Well, I say it's still no excuse when you get to the line. You got to make them. It's still no excuse to shoot 50% and shoot bad at the line.
Yeah, it's terrible.
We got good LP, but especially LP, much as he get to the line and complain about fouls when he get fouled, he don't get up there and make them. So it's still no excuse to shoot that bad from the line and miss 13 free throws and go 9 for 30 from the 3-point line, especially when most of your threes are just good shots. But other than that, then the Pacers had 34 assists, so they were moving the ball around. Pacers known as a good offensive team. They're not known as a good defensive squad. But like I say, man, free throws, 3-point shooting. The Pacers was getting out on the fast breaks and stuff like that. And like I say, man, we just again, it's just the fundamentals, man. The fundamentals is really hurting us. Now we're down, I believe we down 3 guards. All of a sudden, which we'll get to that soon. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So other than that, the fundamentals hurt us this game, and then the three big lineup. I'm kind of okay with it, but will it work long term? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about, and I can't wait to touch upon that more later. We go. Last thing here, we let two people score a combined 79 points on us in the last two games. Shea with 51, and then Tyrese, who has not been terrible this season, but averages a cool like 17, 18, 19. Dropped 28 and 15, and on that 15, let me just make sure before I say it. Yeah, 15 assists and 1 turnover or 2 turnovers.
You're not gonna mention he from Iowa like you?
Not necessarily today. Like I said, you are not on my team. I can't support you. Why are you facing us?
Not even your cousin, huh?
Not my cousin, my brother, my sister, my aunt. I'm sorry, there's a hate over there if you on that side. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at this box score, man. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not liking it. And I mean, we did solid on Pascal Siakam, 8 and 19. But everybody else shot over 50%. Free throws, only one person shot over 50% on our team. That was Dylan Brooks, who went 3 of 4. But then what's bringing us down is Reed Shepherd got to the line once. He went 0-2 after dropping 25 on elite efficiency for us the night before. Maybe tired legs and stuff like that. It's the most minutes he's played in the game in the NBA so far was against the OKC. That's all I got for that Pacers game. I'm tired of talking about that. So let's talk about something a little more exciting. We faced the first game. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you keep giving the Pacers the ball off the glass and not having to take it from under their goal. You're bound to get high volume of shots, high volume of high volume of open looks, especially the way they move the ball. Those guys aren't selfish, and that's what you get when you, like you said, miss a bunch of free throws, miss a bunch of open threes, and you don't rebound. Don't out rebound them so much. So that's what you get. Like you said,
we actually did out rebound the shit out of them. By the way, we had 34 rebounds to their 30 defensively. Offensively, we had 24 rebounds to their 5.
Right. Second chance points.
Yes. Second chance points is where we ended up losing, which I guess that's not pulled up right here on the NBA. NBA app sucks for stats, guys. That's where I'm getting the stats.
It does.
But I don't have that pulled up for that. Doesn't show me second chance points. But what I do know is that we, like you said, we were not making those opportunities once we got the second opportunity. We were very poor. I believe actually they had more second chance points than us, despite only having five offensive rebounds. That's
crazy.
It is what it is.
You got to make your shot.
You got to make your shots, man. You got to make free throws. If we make free throws in this game, the game's a lot closer. They play the game a lot differently. That at the end of the day, they only had 10 free throws, so we had 16 more attempts. And we only made 3 more than them.
Yeah, we already don't get to the line. When you get there, you got to make it count. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Much especially LP, much as he get to the line, and he don't make him. He don't make
him. Consistent as hell. Like some days he look like Tim Duncan, and other days he look decent. And I'm just like, you got to pick a lane, bro.
Last bit here before moving on. The 3 of them, Şengün, Jalen, and Amen, our trio here, had a total of 12 free throws. They each went at 50%, right? And they had a combined 10 turnovers between the 3 of them with 6 fouls. Amen is the only person that was in the plus minus. He was okay. He was a 0 in the box score. Şengün was a -2. Jalen was a -22.
He was bad.
Just putting all that out there. Not a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
But with that being said, moving on to the Pelicans game here, right? I thought this was a little bit. The first game we played was a little bit more gritty and dirty. We ended up winning this game though by 12, 109-97 here, 109-97. Couple factors here between Tyrese and Şengün just being pretty nice. Amen Thompson also being really nice in this game. Go ahead, Dante. Break down the first Pelicans game for us.
So the first Pelicans game, we actually started off slow. Trey Murphy starting up. Oh my goodness, Trey Murphy. I like that kid so much, man. Trey Murphy was eating out behind the live. Alvarado come in, you know what he gives you. He started being a pest in the game, stealing the ball. Man, remember he had an inbound steal. I mean, I was like, here we go again, losing to the teams. Like I always said, be losing to the teams we supposed to be beating on and stuff like that. But then again, our defense got together. Tari Eason started making shots early. He started making shots early. I believe he had 3 threes early in the game. Even though we did make 9 threes, they didn't shoot no better. They shot better than us from the 3-point line percentage wise, but Tari Eason made his shots early. The double big lineup was doing very good. Jabari started doing good at the 3-pointer. He's starting to hit a couple of threes, and we started rebounding them well. We had 19 turnovers. Alvarado had it seemed like he had about 8 steals in this game the way he was playing in the first half. Felt like it. He was a pest. Dylan Brooks was really good. I think Dylan Brooks was really good in this game. Thompson got dunks all night at the rim.
Man, he had that one dunk. Y'all saw that shit? He hit the little.
Yeah, he got dunks all night at the rim. Eason was 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Jonathan Stafford was good, man. Alp had 22 points. So again, you had Jabari Smith chipped in with 16. You know, he struggled from the 3-point line, but he made 2 of them. But other than that, I thought our defense won us this game, climbed down and won us this game late in this game pretty much because we started to pack the paint when Zion was in the paint. Zion kept going to the paint. We started to pack the paint up a little bit, show them different bodies. And with that double big lineup, you don't have to worry about rebounding because Steven Adams got the rebounding edge. You don't have to worry about scoring because you got Alp in there scoring the basketball. You got Jabari Smith can shoot from the outside. You got Thompson, who's starting to get better at that mid-range jump shot and then starting to flash to the basket and stuff like that. But other than that first quarter, pretty much that first half, Trey Murphy and Alvarado starting to, take over that first half. And, man, you got Alvarado looking like the prime-time Pat Beverly out there, just being all around the ball. That's starting to nag people. That's starting to nag people a lot. But other than that, we came away with a win, and we beat the team. Like I said again, we supposed to beat. We handle business.
Yeah. Before I get to Chris here, what did Zion say? He said, "This dude can't guard me." I'm looking at the stats here. Zion, 5 of 15 looks pretty well guarded to me from Dylan Brooks. And I don't know about you guys, but when I say, man, this dude can't guard me, I'm like shooting 60, 70% from the field, right? 55. 33%. You take 15 shots, you miss 10 of them. My brother, the reason why you had 20 points is you had 12 free throws. You was a minus 18 in your minutes played. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like a shitty ass game to me. Excuse my language. Chris, talk about Zion, man. What did we do to guard him, slow him down?
I think Coach Donte nailed it, right? We went to the double big. We went to zone, which was the most impressive thing to me. I know we've seen a little bit of semblance of a zone as far as like a throw it out there, break glass in case of emergency, double big stuff. But this one, he used it, employed it, and used it like it was a weapon. Like he used it as an attack strategy. He went to it, right? And it worked again. It became another, now something maybe he's going to use in his toolbox going forward. I think the zone defense and giving so much length on the perimeter with Jabari and Şengün like that in the corners, it's just a different look for a young team as New Orleans, and I think it just kind of confused them. It kind of caught them off guard. It's not something that they expected to see, and therefore they weren't able to kind of benefit and change it mid-game, or not able to adjust mid-game and actually pull it off. early in the game, they were just making their shots, right? Trey Murphy, like Coach said, that he played well. He was knocking down shots. They were playing with a lot of confidence. They had Alvarado had Jalen, and hell, he could never cross over. If he did, it seemed like Alvarado was going back the other way, or the ball was bouncing up and down the air. So I would say that, this one was a good opportunity for Amen to start getting downhill and maybe start seeing a little bit different actions, which I think the double big kind of forces them to do. It kind of starts – it makes Ime start to have to kind of do something with it. You can't just throw him out there and be one-on-one with the paint that clogged. So he's kind of having to be a little bit more unique with some of his actions, and trying to get Jabari going downhill was kind of interesting to me. And it was kind of like a get Amen downhill and spray kind of lineup. I like those ideas. I like the difference of variations of offense that we saw in this one. So shout out to Ime Udoka for finally making a little bit of a change that had some impact. I think we got a little bit comfortable and got a little bit lackadaisical early in this one, and they were just knocking down shots. And, I hate that it took, them to have to play New Orleans. I wish somebody would tell me why they were supposed to be so good early in the season. Was it Brandon Ingram that was going to make them way better? That was their – and really and truly, what was the most impressive to me was their front court. Those shooting white guys weren't bad. They looked like they were stroking it with confidence. And they
were the Wi-Fi got him, as he said, stroking white guys. Man,
Elon heard that. Elon heard you, bro.
Oh man! First off, for that was insane to say stroking white guys. Two, look how he froze, bro. I'm sorry, Gorman. Mid sentence, he's just.
You finna screenshot that, ain't you?
Man, not right now, but I might have to go back and post that. Man, they got him, bro.
Hey, we got to clip the clips. When you see this, you got to clip this part where we roasted you right quick, and you got to make fun of yourself. Otherwise, we will, bro.
Man, either do it yourself or we'll do it for you. Speaking of, we got a little bit of break in the action here. 995 viewers. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you're following and whatnot. There goes Gorman. Make sure you're following, subscribe to the channel, go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts are on the injuries regarding the Houston and its plans. Oh my gosh, you got Sam for making fun of Chris. He got canceled. Elon booted his ass.
I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Chris gonna get deported.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna send his ass. They're gonna send his ass to Canada, man. Oh man. Last bit here on the Pacers game. Or the Pelicans game, excuse me. Now I'm all jumbled up in my words. Just a lazy game. But we did beat them on they actually were even on the rebounding glass. We had 41-41. But something that was a lot different in this game is we had 16 more assists than they did. 17 to 33 assists. And that comes down to Jalen having 8 assists in this game. That comes down to LP also having 8 assists in this game. And not to mention Steven Adams had 6 assists in this game. Is that a career high for Steven Adams?
Nah, it's a season high. His career high.
Yeah, probably like 7, maybe 8. Maybe it's Steven Adams.
He'll pass and build. Like he could pass. He used to pass a lot when he was with Oklahoma City.
He did. Last bit here. It looked like some of the energy carried over to the second Pelicans game, right? There was a lot of little squabbles here or there, right? Shout out Kendrick. Little squabbles here or there. And the biggest one was Kelly Olynyk and Şengün for some reason. I don't know why Kelly Olynyk thought he was somebody. I think he played for us. He played solid for us. He started over Şengün, and we saw how that turned out. Relegated to a role over on the Pelicans, who are a 17-win team, and Şengün's starting for a team that could get 50 wins still. But, enough of that. We ended up winning this second Pelicans game again, as per usual, in a nice little 2-game streak there. We ended up winning this game 100. Stay with me now. 146 points to 117. This is the kind of score you would have expected, like us to have against us when we were playing our OKC with essentially nobody. Wow! In this game, Zion was a minus 37. Yes, he did shoot 10 of 19. Whatever you want to say about that, but minus 37. Brody. Don't ever talk shit about Houston ever again. Not to mention he's not shit without free throws. He went 0-2 on his free throw line. So Zion, stay there with you and your Mariah Mills talking ass. Donte and AK, man, I started AK on this one. Can you go ahead and break down this second back-to-back game? Or not second win, but second win against them?
So it looked like they learned a lot from their first game, because even if you look at how we started the game, both games, obviously in that first game we started off like, if y'all saw my halftime rant that game, y'all know how I felt. I was heated. The first part of the first quarter started looking a little bit stupid, but then Jabari checked in.
No.
Hold on, follow me. It ain't only about Jabari. It's a bigger theme behind all that. So Jabari checks in. We started to play more maturely, I guess. Like we had more of an idea of what we wanted to do and what we should do and what make more sense. We had less overlapping skill sets. Yeah. And then, but real quick, when Steven Adams checked in with Şengün and Jabari on the floor at the same time, peep this. This is that 3-man lineup. This is their net rating. Y'all ready for this?
Okay.
Steven Adams, Alperen Şengün, and Jabari Smith Jr.'s net rating in the 2 games against the Pelicans is a plus 76. Plus 73.6. Offensive rating 145.5. Look how many points we scored.
146.
And defensive rating 71.9. Now, I know we got to talk about the game, but I want to talk about a theme here, bro. With Ime Udoka. What doesn't make sense to me is we are playing better with 2 things: more size, 1, and then 2 with more, I like to call them know your role kind of guys in the lineup. So, with that being the case, can somebody please ask him why he continues to start the starting lineup that he does, seeing as it has been complete glutes. Like, it has been BBL glutes, if you ask me, bro. It's not been pretty. It ain't been good. It's been looking nasty. The hips don't match the legs, and the legs don't match the themselves. Isn't that not a good analogy, bro? It don't make sense. It don't make sense to watch. It don't make sense to look at. But when you start going a little bit more basketball conventional, it's funny how everything starts to line up and be in place. You see guys playing smarter because they're more in their natural roles. You see guys boxing out because you ain't got to worry. You ain't got a 2 guard trying to box out a center. You know what I'm saying? Like you got everybody's playing more to their strengths. It's funny how that creates a natural hierarchy. It's funny how that happens. But that's really the game from the second part of the second quarter, the first game, all the way up to the second game. That's really what won us the game. Like, we didn't shy away from, playing big. No, did he? Playing big, and we didn't shy away from. And like, when you think about it, right? You playing 3 non-shooters: Amen Thompson, Alperen Şengün, and what's his name? Steven Adams, all at the same time. Somehow, some way, how is it that we scoring 140-something points in a lineup with guys who's not shooting the ball? Like, and when I say non-shooter, I mean these guys not even trying to take threes. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny how all of that works. And then in that lineup that I gave you, right? Bari, Amen, Adams. I said Amen again. Bari, Adams, and Şengün. And that what's the common theme in that lineup? It is clear who's supposed to do what with them 3 guys: a spacer, a rebounder, a post scorer. It is clear. No overlapping skill set, bro. At least not on offense. And maybe an overlapping weakness, but the overlapping weaknesses are like in the same area of the floor where the 2 guys kind of make up for it in other ways with the non-shooting. That's the one overlapping weakness. And really, the way to look at all of this is the less overlapping weaknesses you have on the floor, the better your hierarchy is going to look.
Hold on.
It ain't even just the overlapping skill sets offensively. It's more overlapping weaknesses.
Hey,
because
stay with him now.
Complement of strength.
Stay with him now. Stay with him now.
Anyway,
I think he's cooking up something.
That's all I had. I mean, we won by so much. It ain't too much X's and O's really to go over here, bro.
No. We just did a lot of things right that we
Yeah.
should have done last night, like you said, from the second half from last game carrying over. Right.
Yeah.
I just wish there would have been some of this same mindset and energy against the Pacers. That would have been nice to be on a 3-game win streak instead of a 2-game win streak. But you can't have everything you want.
The 3 look like a thing that we might need to go to a little bit more often for defense, at least.
Yeah. I don't know. Just losing those 2, right, has spotted us as a 5. We're 5 wins and 5 losses, even 500 in our last 10 games. And that's along with just our poor stretch in February, and then obviously our poor stretch so far in March has kind of landed us from the 2nd seed, by the way, where we were a dominant 2nd seed, taking us all the way down to the 5th seed. Again, 39 wins, right? We're only a couple games back, but I mean, losing 1 game, it's like, man, you're dropping in the standings, right? Unfortunate for teams like the Clippers that's happening to. But shout out the Suns for always losing games. I appreciate you. Donte, what else do you have for us against the Pelicans here?
Well, I mean, when you say, when you bring up about the Zion thing, when he mean by that man can't guard him, he mean he can't guard him one-on-one. I mean, we're playing a system, just to stop him, just to slow him down, and it's working. So, playing that double big, and then even when we're not playing that double big, we're just swarming the paint because we're just swarming the paint.
You can't do anything outside of it.
Yeah, you can't do anything else, or because you've seen her later in the game, they start setting a screen, and he started getting a lot of layups off that because they'll set him a screen at the free throw line. He'll just start going one-on-one without P. He was able to use his athleticism, but we came out stronger in this game. Trey Murphy didn't do anything. McCollum didn't do anything pretty much in this game. We stayed locked in on them. And even when they took them out, we stayed locked in on Jordan Hawkins in this game. Dylan Brooks was hot. Dylan Brooks was hot all night in this game. He was hot all night in this game. He got 3,
Yes.
a lot comfortable in this game. We actually had 17 threes in this game. We made 17 threes. We actually made our free throws. We shot 90% from the free throw line tonight.
Say that number again.
We shot 90% from the free throw line. So, and we had 21 free throws. We had 32 assists. We were moving the ball around. Aaron Holiday had 20 points in the game. He was able to make some threes and stuff like that. So the ball movement was really good. Free throw shooting was really good. From the field, we shot 55% from the field. We was making shots. That was the key of the game that last night. And the defense, even though they scored 117 points, that was pretty much when the game was over. But Ime could have really taken out, could have really taken out on me and Thompson. I mean, the game was over with.
Oh.
He kept him in the game too long. He could have really taken him out. The game was already over. Ain't no need to keep him in and for him to hurt himself like that. That reminded me of Tom Thibodeau keeping, Derrick Rose in the game.
I was just gonna say Rose.
You really didn't need to keep him in that long. You took everybody else out, but you kept him in. You should have just taken him out. You knew the game was already over. Now we got Aaron Holiday, just right there. We missing 3 guards. Reed Shepard out because tried to strip Zion Williamson. Tried to strip down on Zion Williamson. Got Fred out. It wasn't no. I was just saying it just wasn't no need to keep Amin Thompson in the game when the game was already over. Pretty much when the game was already over. You was up 30. You was up about 30 points, 25 points. The game was already over, and you already put the subs in. So hey, need to keep in the game.
There was no point. And I'm also looking at the quarter ending scores. Right, first quarter. First off, actually, the first half, that was the most points you've scored this season in a half. Congratulations, Houston. We were able to put the ball in the basket. That's the point of the game. We actually did it for the first time. Good to see. Second on that, first quarter, we scored 39 points. Wow. Second quarter, we scored 35. Wow. Third quarter, we we scored 35. Wow. The only quarter where the Pelicans scored more than 30 was the fourth quarter where they had 34 to our 37. We outscored them beginning to end the entire time. Not necessarily, I don't know, just like not necessarily a terrible thing, but keeping a man in that instance, right? I get it, right? You're developing him, you're doing this, that, and the other. What I will say is like, the game's over. We're up 30. It's different if like the game's over, we're up like 15. You want to keep a stabilizing force in there. Fair. We're up 30, bro. Keep Reed in there. Go ahead, keep Aaron Holiday. He earned those minutes, and then you throw Aaron Holiday, Nate Williams. Maybe you throw Donte out there, right? But instead, Donte and Jack are back in the G League after having a pretty nice game, a couple of games actually, straight up against OKC. But it is what it is. Those have been guys you put out in this game, right? Especially beating the dog shit out of them as we did. Last bit here is Aaron Holiday, like you kind of said. It's nice that we've got him. I consider him more of a combo guard, mainly a 2 guard that can play make. Just my opinion. Hopefully you guys agree. If not, that's okay. So right now, with that being said, we have 0 point guards built. So I don't know who we face next. Do you guys know who we're playing next? Let's see here real quick.
It's Orlando.
We face Orlando.
Yeah.
So you might as well just sit Jalen Chingu in this game too. Just let Reed run, or not even Reed. Let Aaron Holiday run the show. I'm interested.
Reed can't play because he had the nerve to slap down on Zion Williamson going to the rim. Now he got one less finger.
He tried it at least. He tried it.
Man, Zion honestly, got like 100 extra 50 pounds on Reed Shepherd, bro. Get out the way, dog. Live to see another day. Now you dead.
Now you dead, laying on the bed. Anything else from this Pelican game before we move on? Because last thing, I guess, and just beating their ass. Hopefully those are things on top of your takes about Steven Adams and whatnot. Those are things that we're going to carry over and hopefully use against, maybe the Magic. Kind of see how that works out in another game. But anything else from this Pelicans game that I'm missing? I like it. Cool. 0. Nothing to say. All right. Last bit here. We got 52 minutes, so let's kind of hurry up on this one. We've got a lot of people injured, right? We had 5 starters injured, or 5 people injured against OKC. We see Amen is already injured again, right? Şengün's not moving super great, but he was solid in this game as well. I'm not taking anything away from him, but just not moving phenomenal. Jalen keeps wincing at his back. We've seen him hurting. He was bleeding a couple games ago as well, from his knees and stuff like that, looking like Luka Doncic in the playoffs. I don't know what we got to do to fix some of these health issues other than, just resting our guys. But we're trying to win. We're trying to compete, and they're young. So, you kind of got to play at this point. What are your guys' thoughts on our injuries, and how is that going to hamper our potential playoff spot, right? Because I think, AK, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you had us positioned in a top 3 seed after Karl-Anthony Towns got traded kind of in the beginning before the preseason
4
started.
Before the Towns trade, I had us at 5 with 48 wins. And then I said, nah, I still got the 48 wins, but I think we're going to be at a 4
seed. Okay, right. So with that being said, I think we were all in the assumption of we were going to be above the play-in, right? I think that was that was pretty certain. So what are your thoughts, starting with you, AK? What are your thoughts on the injuries, and is it going to really mess up our playoff chances?
The injuries will screw up the seeding a little bit. I don't think it's going to screw up too much because I think we defend well enough to keep games close. Offense can't get no worse than it already is. So, the worst thing is probably playing Jalen a little bit too much, like you've been playing Fred too much, like you've been playing Amen too much. Now they hurt. Yeah, so that's probably going to be something to keep an eye out for, is Jalen's minutes, because he already playing hurt. So he probably going to be playing hella point guard, because what the hell else he going to do? You got Aaron Holiday. All right, cool.
Yep.
That's cute. Reed Shepherd hurt. Yeah, that's about it, man. Everything else can kind of be filled in. We can kind of fill in the gaps elsewhere. I'm just more curious to see, what is the starting lineups going to look like now? What's the rotation going to look like?
Yeah.
Does Cam Whitmore get some much deserved playing time? Do we continue going triple big sometimes? Like, if so, what kind of sets are we going to run out there? I think this is an opportunity for Ime Udoka to experiment and try things and get creative. Something that
Yes.
he seems to be very against. He's very risk averse. I get it, but when you're back against the wall, either you sit there and fold and play it safe, or you come out that thing swinging. You're gonna get kicked anyway. You're gonna get stomped anyway.
Yeah.
Throw something back.
That's one way to put it. What I don't like is that we have less guards, which, like you said, we have to watch Jalen's minutes. But we've seen Ime, which means we're not going to watch Jalen's minutes. He's going to play more. And Jalen hasn't missed a game since last year.
He ain't missed a game under Ime. Last game he missed was under Silas.
No. He missed a game in November, I think, last year.
Nope.
Or in 2023, that last season, technically.
Nope.
No.
He
Okay.
played all 82 last year.
Damn. So yeah, you are right. Hey, it's the return of the man, the myth, the legend himself. He is back. He's rumbling his fists up there on the screen right now. There he is. Chris, I know you got banned from Elon. How did you get your account back?
Man, I don't know. It was like I wonder if it come up on it. It was like a good lightning strike, and all of a sudden power's out. So I'm guessing that someone should.
They control the weather.
Yeah,
you better watch what you're saying.
Yeah. What did I say when I was talking bad about white people? What?
You said stroking white boys. That's what you said.
Oh my God! Really?
What you saying, man?
And you had your mouth open and everything like that.
You around the corner from Mar-a-Lago. Trump can hear you. He got your lines tapped.
Yeah, they mad. They mad about that again.
Oh man. We talking about right now injuries and how it's going to potentially hamper our playoff positioning. AK just finishing up his take, and then once he's done, we'll go to Dante. We'll go to
I'm good. We can move on.
Okay, Dante, man. Injuries, lineups, playoffs. How is that all going to take an effect?
I think the injuries will play a huge part. The only thing about it, we got like the point guard situation. How is he going to manage the point guard situation? I mean, you got to have Jalen playing more point guard at this point right now. Luckily, our schedule is a little bit more easier. Our schedule is a little bit more easier. But again, we don't play good against. It seems like we come out there and we don't play good against under 500.
We got swept by Brooklyn, bro.
So again, like I say, you're gonna have to use Jalen at the one a lot. You're gonna have to use. We're definitely gonna have to use Aaron Holiday. Definitely gonna have to use him, even though I do like him, like how he plays. I think we're gonna continue to see the triple big lineup. Cal Whitmore just gonna have to step up. He needs much needed minutes. He's gonna have to just step up. Like AK said, our defense is gonna keep us in any game. Our defense is gonna keep us in the game. It just is how we're gonna score. Can we continue to score on the offensive side of the ball, make plays, make shots. Our man is gonna be down, so Jabari. It's a good chance Jabari may get the starting spot right back. He may start starting him right back. So again, you down 3 guards, but again, you got other guys that's on the bench that's proven. Jayshawn Tate, you may see him. You're gonna see him again. Pretty much. But other than that, I think we can hold on, man. I think fifth spot we can hold on. I think we can pretty much hold on. I think some like when we was talking early in the season, that was the expectation that we was talking about anyway. Even though we was in the second seed, that was the expectation we were talking about anyway. Fifth or sixth anyway. But so anyway it goes, whether if we make it fifth or sixth, we achieved our expectation. We didn't think we was gonna be anything less than that. But other than that, no. Just point guard situation. You gotta play Jalen Moore at point guard. You got Aaron Holiday right behind him who plays good. Even Uncle Jeff, you got to use him. He plays well, very well when he gets out there. Floor spacer, hit shots, smart.
Jeff Green
he plays very well. So other than that, I think we can hold on. I really think we can hold on to the fifth spot, or somehow if Memphis slip up, fourth, it don't really matter. It don't really even matter. So other than that, we I think we fine.
I want to agree with you, Dante. But man, and just because AD not here, I got to do it for him.
He gone. He gone.
That's for Tate, by the way. AD.
Oh, I don't care about him either. If he gone, I don't care. But I don't care too much about him. But
AD wanted that man gone. Actually,
I don't want him gone too. But his play, I just when he plays well, I just grant him. I just say, yeah, he's out there playing well. I've been wanting him gone too, so it didn't matter anyway. I just grant him when he played well anyway.
Agreed. I had to salute AD real quick, bring him out of hiding with that one.
So disrespectful.
But last bit here, Gorman, your thoughts on the injuries and playoffs, seeding, what's going on, man?
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to choose to look at it in a little bit of a positive light. I think this is a good thing for us. Amen's been playing quite a bit. We've been talking about it here for the past couple months that he's been really putting in minutes ever since Jabari went down. Jabari, now we're needing everybody to step up and take care of the ball handling duties. Jason Tate can handle the ball just a little bit. I'm not asking for a lot, but if he can take, a couple of possessions, Jeff Green, more Şengün, Aaron Holiday, we're going to see a lot more of a combo guard era Holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one that actually does start over Jabari to try to keep Jalen from being that one lead guard. Because if you can kind of I know AK, but if you put Jalen out there like that, you really put him in danger of being pressured at a point of attack. And if they start taking Jalen out of the game, where are you going to go with your ball handling duties? Especially if it's at the point of attack.
Point Tate. We're going to run point Tate, man.
Well, yeah, but you would be stuck with out there with that lineup. You're looking at point Dylan, right? That would be the one that would kind of funnel down to if they double Jalen, make him get off the ball. You're going to need somebody to attack from the perimeter, and it would end up being Dylan. So, so getting back to the injury thing, I think this is a good thing. We needed Ime to kind of use this lineup, this depth that we have is good, and we kind of need it. That was, I think, why we were so good to start the year, is that we would throw a lot of different looks at you. Reed Shepherd, I know he wasn't playing well, but it's a different look than what you're used to seeing with us. Same thing with Cam Whitmore. He comes in, and all of a sudden now you got a guy that's powering, trying to get downhill, as opposed to the Jalen Green finesse game. So I think that it would have been great right now if we would have seen some of that more developmental early in the season. But now that he started to lock his rotations in, we've been begging for it, right? So now I think we're going to get to see what Cam Whitmore is made of. We're going to get to see a lot more of Tari on ball duties. We're going to get to see Alperen Şengün having to learn to play better in a crowd. He's going to have to learn to get off the ball, to accept the double and triple teams and get off and make shots so that he can create for other guys. We're going to have to see a better playmaking Jalen Green. Those are all things that we're going to need to see in the playoffs if these guys are going to want to succeed. So I think it's a good thing because the schedule isn't so hard, right now. The thing that scares me the most would be the chemistry. I would hope that Amen would come back in time to kind of get his rust off, knock the rust off, and kind of get back in it. Yeah. But he doesn't have a game that revolves around shooting or anything along those lines. I hope that the ankle's 100% and he can get back and kind of get into the flow and in the rhythm. And Ime can kind of get a better idea on what he wants to go with on playoff rotations. But other than that, I don't see this as being a bad thing. I think that Jalen's going to have to learn to be more of a lead guard and be better at it. This will be good for him overall. And I'm going to tend to watch him a little bit harder now because we do need an uptick from that. And we're going to need an uptick from that in the playoffs. We're going to need an uptick from that whenever Fred VanVleet does go. So I'm just going to hope that they're going to do better in that role. They'll pick up a little bit here and there. But mostly I'm just going to be
wanting to see Ime's rotations kind of increase. I want to see a little bit more guys get the chance to play, to kind of show a little bit more of a variable out there, to kind of give Jalen a chance to kind of come in and give those, large third quarters that he has, because he's playing fresh. He's not playing having to be the lead guard the whole game. So I hope Ime really does try to kind of play with the rotations a little bit, because we are deep, man. We do have a pretty good depth. Then we need to utilize it. We haven't been utilizing it recently because of what we're saying is playoff rotations. So now he's going to have to find out how deep we can go and how good they're going to be. I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if it's been out there yet, but I know on playback last night, Will and Brado were saying that Fred was telling them that he wasn't going to be back anytime soon. He was talking to me. So I wonder how long he's going to be out. That would really kind of sway this discussion big time. If he comes back in a week, it probably won't be that bad. But if it's 2 and, maybe 3 weeks, and now we're starting to see Amen trying to ramp back up, that could get, pretty hard coming in the down stretch and then having to move your way into the playoffs.
Yeah, what a way to leave it.
I want to pose a question right quick.
Yeah.
Just for kind of like finality. What is the starting lineup during this final stretch of the season with all these injuries? What's the starting lineup?
I'll go last.
I'll take it. I do think it's going to be Aaron Holiday, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Alperen Şengün, and oh man, you might be right. I guess you do. Or in Dylan Brooks, there he is. I do think that is it. I think our X factor, in as much as I don't want to say this, is going to be Dylan Brooks. He's going to have to. We don't need him to hijack possessions, but we do need him to knock down shots, right?
We don't.
More of a play finisher. I wouldn't be so bad with Dylan Brooks. It's gonna, he's gonna have to play smart. We're gonna need him to play 30 minutes a game, because our wing rotation is just all gonna have to slide down. I really like the idea of having Bari play the 3, and that's not gonna be quite so easy anymore. So I think it's gonna be Aaron Holiday. I just do. I think he likes to have Jabari come off the bench, because you've seen him, kind of get the ball a little bit, and him be in attack mode. I like that. I wouldn't say that at the beginning of the year, but he's showing a little bit of flash to be able to get all the way downhill and finish. So,
Dylan Brooks is playing the most minutes of his career this season, by the way, with 32 minutes.
Nobody's surprised.
So,
right,
just while we're talking about Dylan Brooks, and not to diss him, he shoots 39% from the field from 3. Beautiful. It's his career high too from 3 as well. What do you think his field goal percentage is? Just because he's going to be a valuable asset. Like you said, he's probably going to have to be an X factor. What do you think this X factor's field goal percentage is?
Moving forward, or
no, right now.
If I had to take a stab at it, I'm going to say like 40, 43, 44%.
Okay.
Like 40. I'm going to go about 4. I'm going like 40, 42. I like 42.
Okay.
Like 50.
Wow. Well, Chris, you're way optimistic. Donte, you're right on the nose there. He shoots 41.9% from the field overall on 12 attempts a game. So that's something that's interesting. And like you said, if he's going to have to be this focal point, those upticks, he's going to have to be shooting more efficient and take more shots while he's doing it. It seems like when he takes the 16, 17, 18 shots a game, which I don't know how many of those he's had, but if we're referring to the last time he did that, he went, 4-16. So, just something to look at. Please. We're going to need Dylan. We're going to need all of our guys. Tari Eason, Şengün. Something I expect to run, or I expect to be seeing a little bit more, is actually more Shen Hub. I would hope so, especially not having a pure point guard. I expect to see Şengün in the middle and everybody moving around, right?
Which is our best offense.
Mm-hmm. And some of that traffic is going to have to be directed not just by Şengün, but Jalen. Jalen's going to have to be. He's going to have to tell people where to go, tell people where to do this. And we saw him have.
He's going to have to know where they got to go. I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you where to go. You don't know
Of
where to
course,
go.
of course, but the flow of traffic, being a vocal guy, right? He's gonna have to do some of those that point guard playmaking duties, right? Like we're saying, but the off ball stuff. And then finally on that, we just saw Jalen have 8 assists a couple nights ago. We saw him have a couple more assists, 6 assists a little bit ago. As far as him having like the 2-3 assists, that's not what I'm worried about. He gets a lot of hockey assists, and I wonder if there's like data for that. If anyone knows how to do that, that'd be great because that would be a huge Jalen agenda pusher right there. But he does get a lot of hockey assists. And that's just something that we're going to have to see more of too, swinging the rock and being a useful playmaker here. But, man, that's got to be it, man. As far as straight seeding, though, I have a feeling we're going to slip to the 6th seed, and that's what it's going to be. I would hate for it. If injuries are really bad and this continues to be the theme for the rest of the season and maybe even resting guys so that way they can be ready for the playoffs, I got a feeling. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. We got a good crew here. We got that depth, like Chris is saying. We got a lot going on here, and hopefully we can finish the season strong. We're at 39 wins, 2 wins away from 41 wins from last season, which is the most wins we've won and the most wins that we won, including all of Silas's years together. By the way, combined, his first and second year, actually, excuse me, he won 41 wins. We won that last year, and we've won more wins this year than any of the ones under Steven Silas. But enough of S, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. AK, man, where can we find you, brother?
And y'all can find me on Twitter /X at AKinfinity_VVS. You can also find me on YouTube at Rockets Propaganda Channel. You can also find me on the Rockets Round Robin at Triple R.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rockets Round Robin. We got YouTube, X, as well as Instagram for it. So check it all out everywhere. Actually, this is kind of the Rockets Round Robin crew here, including Andrew, who's not on right now, but and James. Don't forget James. But we got a lot of things cooking right now for that. And stay tuned for our pregame show tomorrow on the Rockets Round Robin. But AK, man, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Donte, brother, where can we find you?
Y'all can find me at Coach Donte on IG, Coach Donte 5 on IG, Coach Donte 31 on X. Y'all can find me at the Round Robin, the Ace Town Rundown. Y'all can find me on there. I've been doing a lot of high school ball. Now that that's over, I'm a lot more free now. So I'm able to pop in and just talk about Rockets basketball and stuff like that.
Can't wait.
Can't wait,
bro.
Listen, like, you know what? I don't mean to make AK head shake like this. You know what? When I was deleting posts on my TikTok, I see, and I go back to the old post, right? And I see Jay-Sean Tate handling the ball, and I see Steven Silas like on the sideline. I see this man on the sideline, man. I'm still thinking about what Preston told me. Jay-Sean Tate used to be one of our leading scorers when Steven Silas was coaching. That was crazy. My bad, AK, since he already brought it up, and then like he'll bring it up, and I'm looking at AK just shake his head. I'm just like, man, look, I've been doing this since like we used to play AAU basketball. Jay-Sean Tate used to be one of the top leading scorers on this goddamn Steven.
He was in the Rookie of the Year race.
Man, that's crazy.
at 20, when he come in the league, he was 26 when he came over from overseas, and he had that 32-point near triple double. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
The good old days. The good old days with Jay-Sean Tate being
Eric Gordon used to just throw up shots just to throw them up. Just to throw them up. I would
use him right now though.
Not the Philadelphia Eric Gordon. Philadelphia Eric Gordon. Crazy.
There's something in that Philly water, man.
Yeah, look at Paul George. Anyway, enough about podcast feed. Gorman, where can we find you, brother?
You see the handle down there. You got to go check out AK Infinity, best pregame going for the Rockets. Anything you need, he got it. I'm going to try to check him and try to get with him every now and again. Check the pregame. So if you want to find me there, round robin, Rockets round robin. Other than that, Twitter, you see the handle down there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Check us all out. And be sure to follow us at the H-Town Rundown on X as well as Instagram and YouTube. And if you're on YouTube right now, subscribe to the damn channel. I see 316 of you watching right now. Go subscribe to that damn channel. All right. We'll be doing giveaways. We give away jerseys. We give away bobbleheads and tickets. We do it all over here at the H-Town Rundown. And if you're a fan of the Texans side, we also do some Texans football too. So check that out. And we go to practices and whatnot. So a lot of off-season stuff cooking right now. Check us out anywhere and everywhere. You can follow me at drip2ps_GAW. You see the handle right there on X as well as Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Check it out, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And that's it for the wrap, man. Let's beat the Magic.
Yes, let's go.